I'd like to lead off with a couple things. I'd like to congratulate our volleyball program, Coach Munson. She's over 1,000 wins. I've known her for a long time, and it's an unbelievable accomplishment for our women's volleyball program. And she's a handful away from 300 herself, which is pretty cool. Today we had the groundbreaking for the new dining facility and student center in the middle of campus, which is, I love bricks and mortar to be building new. We also have the Arcadia Flats student housing complex that's well underway. You've seen it from Stadium Drive, so it's exciting to see the facelift and how the whole campus is changing. As far as us, we're eager to get back to work. Com University night is, I don't know how old it is. I think it was when I played. It was the first one. It's been unbelievable. It's the one game you look forward to every year. It was the fireworks, and I mean everything's going on, and the tailgating, and it's an exciting environment, and I'm excited for the community to come out. And then as far as last game, challenged our guys to watch the film with honest eyes. Be hard on yourself. We have a lot to fix. There were some bright spots that we need to make sure that we can continue to do those things and fix the stuff we need to fix. And they showed fight. We kept fighting in the second half. I was proud of the way they came back, made some defensive adjustments in the second half. I thought we did a better job. And now we're playing Georgia State, who's about as fired up and hot as of a team as there is in the country right now. Played two really good teams, or played an SEC team, and then Furman is one of the best 1AA teams I've seen on film. They were impressive to watch. They got a freshman quarterback who is special, and they fought and won that game. So they're gonna have a lot of confidence coming in here, and we have a heck of a challenge this Saturday. So it's gonna be fun.
What do you take from that performance on Saturday? I know you asked your players to watch film with honest eyes.
Yeah.
But, what do you take from that going forward with the things that you just want to say, we're not even going to worry about that?
No, you worry about everything. That's part of the deal. The biggest things is that you got to take the good. I thought John played pretty well. I thought the plan to get the ball out of his hands, not get him hit. I thought our receivers made some catches, which was fun to watch. But we got to get the mistakes out. I mean, he made about 4 bad plays of his 68 plays, and 2 of them were picks and 2 were just incompletions that if he would have read it better, we would have had first downs and not had to punt. So I need that consistency out of a senior quarterback. Although against that group he played well, but he didn't play well enough, And offensive line, we held the line of scrimmage decently. Defensively, when we all got on the same page, I thought we played pretty well. We got to tackle lower. They're 230-pound running backs. We're not going to face a ton of 230-pound running backs, but when we do, you got to sweep tackle. And we came up in high a couple times, and and they broke some tackles. And then some communication. It was loud. I was worried about our cadence, and it didn't affect us, which I was proud of that. So I don't really worry about the noise factor anymore, because what we did, we had a silent cadence ready to go. Didn't have to do it, but the communication of the defense, wasn't as smooth. We had too many times where we didn't get the thing translated from backside safety to frontside safety to Sam. If we were going to blitz Sam, they popped the back, and they took advantage of. There's some big plays on there, and we didn't have our safety spin to the middle of the field. He spun down, and they had a guy running down the middle wide open, and we got to make them beat us. We can't out scheme our Not really out scheme, just to communicate. There's only 2 calls. It's one if the back's here, we run this. If the back's here, we run that. Everyone in America does that. And when they hop them from one side to the other, you got to make sure the people that aren't looking, some by then are looking at their receiver. We got to make sure they get it all. It's easier when it's not that loud. So they got us on a couple of those. We stopped that in the second half. Single called it and let them play. And man, we played much better. Still got to tackle better, but there weren't people running open. Then we started getting turnovers and tipped a couple balls, and I was proud of the way they bounced back. In offense, I think we kept driving it. Gio dropped a touchdown, which he won't drop many touchdowns. He's frustrated with that, but he also scored a touchdown and then made some big plays. So you look at everything you swallow the good and you tell them we need to keep that up, and then you attack the bad and say how can we fix this and how can we fix this and I know our defensively will come back, and I think John's not going to, he took it personally that he turned the ball over, and he's going to make sure he takes better care of it next time.
I know your team is motivated by itself every week, but that Georgia State win against Tennessee, do you use that at all to say to them, hey, guys, listen, this is what can happen?
Heck yeah. I mean, it's the truth, right? I mean, I think everyone watched it and said, here we go. We're bringing a team in here that 14 days ago beat an SEC team and played well and looked good doing it, and their quarterback is dynamic, and he can run, he can throw. He's as good as we're going to see, I think, at that position, run and throw, and they run him. I mean, he's like their running. He's their leading rusher. He's their leading passer. He's a one-man show, and so we got to tackle him. We got to keep corral him, and but he's very capable just to throw it over the top of you at the same time. So he makes them go, and last year we were able to corral him up, keep him in the pocket. He got out a couple times last year, but so it's going to be a huge challenge, and it's exciting for Communiversity night, to have a team like this coming in that's 2-0. We get something else to look forward to immediately. We had a great practice today. Guys are dialed in, and it's going to be fun.
Last week you talked about the Michigan State defense and how elite they were. When you look at this, Georgia State offense and how last week over 500 yards, I think 566 against Furman, and then obviously ran for over 200 against Tennessee. When you look at what this offense can do just beyond the quarterback, how much does that get your guys' attention right now?
Well, it has to, right? I mean, their numbers are crazy. If you look at the stats and the efficiency and everything, this kid right now is playing at an unbelievable level. And they lost their best receiver, and they replaced him quickly, But I really think it's the O-line. Their O-line is doing a much better job than they did in the past. They got 2 new guys in there that I think are playing really well. And last year they couldn't really keep 13 clean. And if you keep that man clean, he's going to have a day because he's going to run like a starting running back, but he also is going to be able to throw it, and that's really hard to pick and choose what you want to take away, And so it's a huge challenge. And if those guys keep playing well up front, then they have all the talent in the world to just outscore you, So it's a great challenge for our guys because this is the hardest type of offense to go against, the one where the quarterback can do everything, Sometimes you have more of a pocket guy, a guy that John uses his feet when he needs to, but he's not going to kill you with his feet. This guy, it's about that number 13. I like his number. It's going to be it's great for our defense to come off a performance where I didn't think we played great, but to have something to, this is not going to be easy. And I thought, really, when we played Monmouth, I thought their quarterback wasn't going to kill you with his feet, but he was the guy. Like, we had to slow him up. And his numbers, I think he was 40-some% completion. So I thought we did a decent job there. But it's a huge challenge. And I thought our guys were up for the challenge of the Michigan State defense. It's exciting. I always talk to the guys. I always tell them, I hope you guys don't play at home when you play Madden. I hope you don't play on the rookie level. I hope you play on, what's the highest level? What's the name? What's it called?
I think it's all pro.
All pro? Like, I hope you play on all pro. I hope you're not playing on rookie. You know what I mean? I don't have a clue, but I tell my guys, like, if you're playing on the rookie level, then you shouldn't be in this room. Like, you want to play the best. Like, here you go, offense. You're playing Michigan State defense. Let's go. And that's kind of that moment for our defense this week, I think.
What's your biggest concern defensively past the communication? Is there an area that you're like, these guys got to do better?
Not really. Tackling. That's the biggest thing. But that's everybody because you don't tackle a ton in camp, And so we just have to continue to run the ball and tackle better. And we just got to, like D, I think D had his first pass breakup, first pass interference as well. He got lost in coverage once or twice. And then once he calmed down, he tipped the ball that got picked, almost picked another one. Like, he's just coming into his own. He's on literally game 2 of ever playing a position. And you're starting to see him starting to grow. It's starting to make plays in the game, and we're bringing him off the edge, and he's elevating, tipping the ball in there like I feel like our defense is coming. But if we need to, simplify it, then we will if we need to. We got guys like Tranquil out there who's a great communicator, and I brought him in and sat down with him and said, hey, well, we need to get this. We need to all be on the same page, and he loves it. He's a great communicator, if anyone knows Tranquil, And so So yeah, I don't have many concerns with the athletes there. You know, there's some of them that need to just reps. You know, we moved Trey Hayward's been playing really well. You know, so we're playing him more, which is making Spears play a little bit more Mike linebacker. You know, than he's got a lot of reps at will. So for them, it's just going to be a repetition thing of a new. It's kind of like us last year when I put in a brand new offense, and it was like it was coming. It was just. I wanted you to run that same play over and over and over and over again. And with our new defense, that's what it is. It's not the same defense as last year. So they're getting better at it. Every single time we call a play, they do it with a little less hesitation, you know. And I with the depth and the rotation we're able to do on our defense as far as athletes go, you know, they're just going to continue to get more confidence and play better. You can see that even throughout the game, you know, they got better. And it's nice on offense to everyone knows what they're doing. So you roll out the ball and play. It's fun, you know what I mean? But we're going to continue to grow on that side of the ball.
I don't think it's fair to characterize Levante's performance through 2 games as poor, but for what we're used to with him, it's been different. How important is it to get him going this week?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, we got to get him going. We had some things we could have done against Monmouth. To get him in some space that we chose not to do. This game we knew was going to be tough. I mean, everyone's struggled against Michigan State to get the. We still handed them the ball. We actually ran the ball more than I thought we would. We ran it 25, 27 times. We thought we'd run it about 15 to 20. We thought we'd throw it 45, and we only threw 37, 38, you know. So we did run it more than I thought we would. They did back off a little bit when we were hitting them with some RPOs and let us hand a couple, which was nice. We got him into a little bit of space, but he's one of the heartbeats of our team, you know, and we have to get him going. And the good thing is we're getting the passing game going to the point where eventually people are going to not want us to beat them quickly. They're going to make us earn it, and we're going to be able to get to some of those games. Like, I mean, Georgia State last year, I think it was over 300, and I know Ball State was over 300. So we're going to have some of those games coming up, but we need to keep being patient with it and keep handing the ball. And with the guys we have up front, it'll pop, you know.
When you look at what Mixon was able to do with the cutback on 4th down, and also like dropping a punt and kind of take the good with the bad. Do you want to continue to get him more involved with the offense?
Yeah, he's learning. I mean, he made one mistake. Just ran the wrong. He's supposed to run a bubble. He's supposed to run a bubble, and he ran a hitch. And John threw it. Probably looked like John threw it to nobody. He thought he was running a bubble. It just hit the ground. It was an incompletion. But that was his only MA. You know, he's getting better with reps because it's new for him. But yeah, he was out there on a couple of the righty lefties and. A couple of our plays where he's really good at that route that he runs, you know, but he's getting to know the entire playbook better and better and better. And you'll see, every time he touches the ball, something exciting happens. And that screen was not designed to go all the way back around to the sideline, but it did. And my only part I was upset about is John didn't get in front of it. Like, it came at him. I was like, here's your chance. Like, go get a blindside block, you know, like. Everyone on the team will love you, you know. And John chose to hang back, which was the better decision.
It's a penalty now, too.
I know. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the team will love you if you go out in front and block for somebody. But we were able to cut, so I would get in front and cut. But I've been hitting the head too much, so he's probably smarter that he hung back there. We need him the whole season. So, but yeah, so he's a fun guy to watch, you know. And he had a couple good returns. He got aggressive on that punt return, but he was caught between fair catching and a not and didn't get his hands back. I thought Nick Mahalik played fantastic. I mean, 48-yard average on punting. First time punting this year against a great special teams unit. Special teams, they're great on defense, and special teams, they're as good as we're going to face. And he had a rough, true freshman kicker year, and I was really excited to see what he did. And I was proud of the way he punted the ball.
When you're facing a quarterback who can beat you with his legs or with his arm and kind of extend plays, does that place any added importance on communication, or at that point is it more about eye discipline?
It's more about eye discipline. You know, it's making the decision on, you know, are you gonna put one more to spy on him and run around, or are you gonna play more zone and try to keep more eyes on him? The bad thing about man coverage is easier because everyone knows who they have, but everyone has their back turned to the quarterback. So if he gets out, you're running with the guy down the field. You don't even see it, you know. Whereas zone, you can get more people to the ball faster, So we did a great job of containing him last year, keeping our shoulders square and really vicing him. If you get over aggressive with him, he'll bounce it outside and use the speed. We did a good job of keeping him in the middle of the field where we had all our players and not letting him circle the wagons. And but even when you're there, he's quick. Now you don't blink because he'll be gone. So it'll be a great challenge, and there's really no zone or man. The zone part is you get more bodies there. Man would mean you have one guy to tackle him if he goes. You'll have an extra guy. He just better make that one tackle,
And Tiago missed a couple kicks
Yep.
and then finished the day with a make. What's his confidence level there?
I think good. My whole decision on that last field goal was for him, his mental. This is all new for him, and he was pretty down in the dumps. And I talked to him on the sideline, and the long one he hammered it. He just missed it. I didn't really expect him to make that. I said, I wanted you to take a swing at this thing and have some fun, but I don't. It's almost a 50-yard field goal, so you want him to go at it aggressively and not feel the second one was a chip shot that he pushed, So we had the ball in the middle, talked it over with the coaches, and said, we couldn't go for this. We're down. This would be a good opportunity for our offense to work on getting, we're 100% on fourth down right now, and continue to work on being comfortable in the fourth down scenario. Or we can let Tiago go out there and get some confidence, and we chose to do that, and he buried it. It was awesome. It was so good that I asked him to kick off. I'm like, hey, will you kick off next? Because I think he'll be a great kickoff guy once he gets comfortable in front of how many people were there? 60,000? Was there 73,000 people there? Yeah. Yeah, he's not used to that, His eyes are, And then he kicked it out of the end zone. It was our first touchback in at least maybe a year, So it was fun to watch him get that confidence back. He's a great, talented, and he's working through the confidence part of it. And I was happy with the way he finished. There's a whole reason, we kicked a field goal down, however many we were down. We should have gone for it, but I wanted to get him mentally back. And he kicked it great today. Petty's kicking it great too. So we have answers, even if he continues to struggle.
Coach, after a lopsided loss like that, a lot of coaches might come in here frustrated, upset, use this as a platform to kind of spout off a little bit. How do you, and I've noticed this last year as well, how do you keep that positive energy going after a tough setback like that?
I don't know. I always tell my guys, fail fast and move on. If you hold on to everything that doesn't go your way and you let it ruin the next thing, I always say, how many times you can let Michigan State beat you? Are you going to let them beat you 6 times because you're going to pout? And, you have to get over it. You have to learn from it and move on. And I think as part of it's being a quarterback, you throw 2 picks in the first half, you better forget about them, And I think I have that ability. And sometimes even they're pouting, and I can bring them back to, this emotional stuff's not going to help us get any better. You going around pouting about how we didn't play well, I'll say it. We didn't play well. We didn't tackle well, but I'm not going to pout about it. I'm going to talk to you about what we need to do better, what drills we're going to do to make sure that you're going to bend your knees better next time, and this is how we're going to fix it, And I've never prescribed to that, And when I was a player, I used to sometimes. I'd be upset when I didn't play as good as I needed to play. But I would already be thinking about how I was going to fix it. How am I going to get better? How am I going to continue to grow as a player? And I used to sometimes act more upset around my coaches because if I act happy, they get mad at me, And it's like I will give up my body for this team. I love this sport, but it doesn't mean I'm going to pout after a game because I'm not going to. It's like a temper tantrum that I'm upset, I'm going to get to my players, put a plan together, and this is what we're going to do and continue to get better. But yeah, if I saw Coach Cuban and I didn't play great, I would act like I just put my head down, and because if I acted normal, he would think that I should be kicking and breaking chairs and punching. It's not me. I'm already on to the next thing, so it doesn't happen again, And it's the way I was born with it. Got that from my dad. My mom's the opposite.
Tim Griffin all-star came in.
Yeah.
Game, got his first touchdown.
4 for 4.
Yeah.
How about
So is that something during the season that we see in in those type of games, Griff will come in instead of maybe using LB.
Yeah, LB will only go in if John's hurt or, I mean, he's kind of our 2 right now, but the competition's always going. But I'm not going to waste one of Caleb's 4 games because we obviously would like to redshirt him. And Griffin's very capable. He went out there 4 for 4, was confident. He slid, which I didn't see that happening. I thought he was going to truck somebody, but he slid when he scrambled, and Seeley got a touchdown, and he was reading it up, getting rid of it, and it was fun to see him get some confidence. And he's looked good in practice. He knows what he's doing, and so I was happy for him. We're starting to build depth everywhere, really, and that's fun to watch.
A.J., can you kind of touch on what Coach just talked about, the positive nature that he brings and that moving on element and how it rubs off on you, or how you try and handle that and use that to your advantage?
Yeah, he's always positive. He's a positive guy, and I think it's important because we can't dwell on the past. We lost. It was a bad loss. We're not happy with the loss, but you can't dwell on the past. It's the same thing as a defensive back. If we give up a big play, you can't just continue to dwell on it because it will affect you in the future. So it's important to just keep that positive nature and just forget about the game, but don't forget the feeling. So.
Is it different with him though than other coaches you've had? I mean, how does it stand out with Coach?
Nah, pretty much all of my coaches just focus on the next game. We focus on the mistakes that we made, but the next game is the most important game. So.
Heard a lot of talk about that Georgia State offense, particularly at the quarterback spot. What do you guys see from the film?
Very talented offense, very talented receivers, big old line, very, very talented quarterback. I think it's important that we just keep him contained in the pocket, get to him early. Also important that the secondary stays in coverage because he does like to scramble and throw the ball around. When he scrambles, we can't just come off our man. We have to stay latched onto our receivers and come up tackle him when he crosses the line of scrimmage.
What kind of challenges does a dual threat quarterback bring to a safety and the defensive backs?
A lot of challenges because we get caught in that barrier, that line between should we come up and make the tackle or should we just stay back in coverage. It's easy for us to come up and make the tackle because of like he's running, but he'll just pull up and throw it to the receiver that you were covering. So it's important that we just stay disciplined, have great eye control, and just play.
When you hear Coach talk about one of these players that play Madden at all Madden level, not the rookie level, but embrace the biggest challenge, is that something that resonates?
Yeah. We're up. We have a big challenge this week. We have to be up for the challenge as a defense, and we're inspired after last week. We know we didn't put out our best performance, and we're looking forward to this week to redeem ourselves.
A.J. talked about he came as a freshman, kind of on the special teams unit most of the time. He was a backup safety last year. Now you kind of look at yourself in the starting role. Does that change things for you on game day, or you kind of compare the same way in the starting position?
No, the preparation is always the same. Even when I was on special teams, I was kind of in the rotation. I wasn't as high on the depth chart, but I knew what was going on. I was always locked in, so the preparation hasn't changed from freshman year to now. I think it's important for those younger guys who are in the rotation to stay involved because when your time comes, you always want to be ready. So.
Coach mentioned the crowd noise kind of disrupting the communication a little bit on the back end of the defense. What are some things that you think the unit can do going forward to make sure that's not as big of a factor as you go behind the road?
Overemphasize communication, something that we did in practice. We worked a lot on tempo today because Georgia State is a tempo team. So communicating fast, communicating clear, communicating loud. We take the blame for that as safeties because we're the main communicators, we're the quarterbacks of the defense. So it's our job to get it from the corners to the linebackers, from the linebackers to the D-line. So the communication starts with us, and we take blame for that. So we spent today specifically emphasizing, and for the rest of the season, emphasizing communication because what we put out there on Saturday wasn't it. So.
Coach mentioned that some of the players, seem pretty excited knowing that you're going to get to face a team that beat Tennessee Just from your perspective, how does it feel to break down film on an offense that had a good day against SEC school?
What you mean, like?
I guess does it add some excitement to you knowing that you're up against a pretty good challenge to say?
Yeah, definitely. It's always exciting to play a great offense, a great team in general. Knowing coming off that Tennessee win, they have a lot of confidence. Two back-to-back wins against a Tennessee team and a good Furman team. So it provides a great challenge for us, and we're also looking to redeem ourselves. We're going to come out strong, and we know they're going to come out with confidence and come out hot. So it's important that we just stay locked in and stay disciplined and be focused.